Whether you're using EFT for stress relief or personal growth, or you are considering the certification process, tapping on a regular basis and making it part of your routine is really what is going to help you to create lasting change in your life. And so, how do you do that? How do you make it part of a daily routine? Because a lot of times people will say, I don't have any more time in the day. It's one more thing I have to do. How am I going to make time for it, right? Hi, my name is Lauren Nicole Fonville, and I am an EFT master trainer and certified practitioner. So, the one bit of advice that I would give to you if you are trying to incorporate EFT tapping into your daily routine is attach tapping to a practice that you already have. Attach it to a habit that you already do every day. So, if, for example, you are someone who meditates every morning, maybe you just add on a couple minutes of tapping before you move into your meditation. Or if you have a journaling practice, maybe you tap before or after you journal each day. If you don't have any sort of self-care routines that you're already doing, and this is something that you're trying to incorporate, then you could attach it to another habit, like when you brush your teeth. After you brush your teeth in the morning or in the evening, you start to do a little bit of tapping. Or another one that I like to tell clients a lot is tap when you're in the shower. Everybody's taking at least a couple showers a week, I hope. And so when you put the shampoo in your hair, take a few minutes to just do a round of tapping and acknowledge how you're feeling. You don't have to set aside an hour of time to go deep and do tapping. If you have that kind of time and you want to do that, wonderful. But you do not have to do it for extended periods of time every day. Just a couple of minutes is going to help you implement it in those times where you really, really need it, when you are really stressed out and overwhelmed. So the more you use it proactively on a day-to-day basis, even if that's just a round or two each day, the more likely you'll be to implement it when you really need it, when you start to feel yourself, maybe on the verge of having a panic attack, or when you get some really upsetting news and your heart is starting to race and you're just really overwhelmed. You'll be able to pull that tool out of your toolbox, so to speak, and implement it, because when we aren't practicing it on a regular basis, it really makes it that much harder to implement in those times. So the best time to tap is when you make time to tap. Simple as that. I have certain clients that like to start their day with it. They do some intention setting with it. They notice how they're feeling. If they're having resistance about an activity that they have planned for the day, they'll tap on that. I have other clients that prefer to do it before bed and say that it helps to kind of get all the thoughts out from the day and acknowledge what might have bothered them during the day to move that through before going to bed. And then yet there's other clients who just take a break maybe during the middle of the day and take 5 minutes to tap at lunch. So there's no wrong way of doing this. You don't have to set very strict parameters for how you're going to do it. Just make a commitment. You could start with, I'm going to tap 3 days a week, right? Or if you have to start smaller than that, 1 day a week. I'll tap for a minute. However you are, it can meet you wherever you are. And allow yourself the gift of doing this work. Because even if you just say, oh, I'm just going to do it for a minute, more times than not, if you have the time to do it, you might continue tapping because you find that it just makes you feel better. So that's what I would say about creating a routine. Attach it to something that you're already doing. It's going to make it that much easier. And if you are already a journaler on some level, I find that incorporating journaling with this, whether it be during the tapping session or maybe reflecting before and after the tapping session, I really find that helpful, because what is bothering you right now in your life is not likely going to be the same thing that's bothering you 3 months, 6 months down the road. And it can be really cool to have a written documentation of what it is that you've worked on. And when you look back and reflect on these things, you're like, oh yeah, that did really bother me at that time, and that's not something that I've even thought about lately. And so it's a really nice way to see your project, your progress in real time, and it might just surprise you. So I have a special journal that I like to keep in the area of my bedroom, where I typically will do my tapping at the end of the day. And it's fun to look back and do that. So that's something that, an added benefit. And just knowing that tapping is a beautiful practice that can be really complementary to so many other practices. So incorporate it how you see fit and how it feels good to you. And it's about making it simple and sustainable, because this work is so profound, and it can be so incredibly helpful and life-changing. And my story and my experience with it has shown that to me, and what I've been able to see in the changes in clients. So I encourage you to tap, even if it's just for a couple minutes. And if you are considering certification and you want to dive deeper, or you're just considering EFT level 1 and 2 for your personal growth, hit me up, set up a time, and let's chat. It's going to be very low key. It's not a high pressure situation. We can just talk about what's going on for you, what's the next best step for you, what resources are available for you. I want to help people with this work, whether that means you're moving forward with certification or not. So I look forward to talking with you. I'm sending all the good vibes your way. I hope you have a wonderful day.